Hare Krishna.
I offer my humble obeisances to all the devotees who assembled here for today's discussion on the nectar of Krishna Katha.
We need more sound. Mic is
Yeah, you can,
not on.
Sound.
Mic on.
Hare
Sound.
Krishna. You can increase the volume. Hare Krishna. Is that better? Hare Krishna. Yeah, it's much better. Yeah.
Yes.
So in the next 1 hour or so, we'll try to meditate on how nectarian Krishna Katha is. Krishna Naam is nectarian. Krishna's Rupa, form is nectarian. Krishna's Gunas, qualities are nectarian. Krishna Katha is nectarian. And who is capable of relishing that nectar? Someone who has jaundice cannot relish sugarcane juice. Someone who has some indigestion problem cannot relish rabdi. Someone who is not, say, educated, they cannot understand some very deep academic secrets or philosophy. Similarly, someone who has no taste cannot relish anything connected to Krishna. We need taste. We need ruchi. Krishna's name, form, pastimes are all like nectar, but to digest that nectar we need to prepare ourselves. And that preparation is the process of purification, bhakti yoga. The more we engage ourselves in the process of bhakti yoga as given to us by the acharyas, the more we will be able to develop that ability to relish this nectar. But how nectarian Krishna Katha is, we will discuss in the next 1 hour. Let's begin with this beautiful shloka, the blissful form of Krishna's name. Jayati Jayati Namananda Rupa Murare.
Jayati Jayati Namananda Rupa Murare.
Viramita Nija Dharma Dhyana Puja Diyatnam.
Viramita Nija Dharma Dhyana Puja Diyatnam.
Kathamapi Sakridatam Muktidam Praninam Yat.
Kathamapi Sakridatam Muktidam Praninam Yat.
Paramamamritamekam Jivanam Bhushanam Me.
Paramamamritam ekam Jivanam Bhushanam Me.
Jayati Jayati Namananda Rupam Murare.
Jayati Jayati Namananda Rupam Murare.
Jayati Jayati, all glories to Ananda Rupa Nama. The Nama of Krishna is having a blissful form. How can name has a form? Yes, name can have a form. Actually, it is the Nama of Krishna that gives us entrance into Rupa, Guna and Leela. So you take the name Krishna, for example. Krishna's name, what is the meaning of Krishna's name? All attractive. So when you're chanting Krishna, 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 naturally you tend to meditate on the meaning of that word Krishna also. And that word means all attractive. Then you start meditating on the all attractive form of Krishna. The name will give you entrance into the form of the Lord. Shyam Sundar, Shyam Sundar, Shyam Sundar. You keep saying Radha, Shyama Sundar, Radha, Shyama Sundar, Radhe. Then, oh Shyama Sundar, although he's very dark, he's so beautiful. You just enter into meditation on the form of the Lord. Thus, Naam will give you entrance into form, Rupa. Then you just pick up another name, say Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Damodar. Damodar means one whose belly is tied by the rope of Mother Yashoda's love. So when you say Damodar, 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 you just enter into a meditation on the Damodar Leela. This Nam can give you entrance into Leela also. Then, when Yashodamata tied Krishna's belly with the rope of her love, what quality of Krishna is being revealed there? Krishna's quality of being controlled by the prema of his devotees. Thus, chanting Radha Damodar will also give you entrance into a meditation on Krishna's gunas. So, in this way, Nam becomes an entrance into Rupa, Guna and Leela. Jayati Jayati Namananda Rupam Murare Viramita Nija Dharma Dhyana Puja Diyatnam. Viramita means you have withdrawn yourself. From what? Dhyana. Your swadharma, your own dharmas. So in the Varnashrama system, there are different duties that a Kshatriya or a Brahmana or a Vaishya or a Shudra or a Brahmachari or a Grahastha or a Vanaprastha or Sannyasi are supposed to perform. Viramita Nija Dharma. Viramita Nija Dharma means you have withdrawn yourself from all those trivial, conventional duties according to your Varna and Ashram. Viramita Nija Dharma. Dhyana Puja Diyatnam. Dhyana. There are so many yogis. They enter into so much dhyana, means meditation. Then puja, there are so many worshippers. They worship the Lord. So if you see, Nija Dharma, following the Varnashrama Dharmas will require some effort, right? But holy name doesn't require any effort. So the duties of a Grahastha, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha, Sannyasi, the duties of a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, they are so elaborate. The prescribed duties are quite elaborate, but chanting the holy names of Krishna will relieve you from all those elaborate duties. How many principles are there for Brahmachari? Brahmachari, Gurukule Vasan, Danto, Guru Hridam, Grahasthas. How many responsibilities are there for a Grahastha? Brahmanas, how many austerities they have to do? Sannyasis, how much they have to travel? So like that, there are a lot of elaborate procedures and protocols and policies and rules and regulations and prescriptions and prohibitions according to different varnas and ashramas. But chanting the holy name of Krishna doesn't have all those prerequisites. Viramita Nija Dharma. Dhyana. To do dhyana by Ashtanga Yogi. An Ashtanga Yogi performs dhyana in some solitary forests. How elaborate is the procedure? He has to meditate on the Lord, he has to control his mind, control his senses. Dhyana avastita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yogino. After some thousands of years, he may meditate on the Lord. He may see the Lord's form within his heart. So for you to come in contact with the form of the Lord, as an Ashtanga Yogi, you have to meditate on the Lord for thousands of years. But for us to come in contact with the Lord's form, just chanting one name is sufficient. As I said, Nama will give entrance into Rupa. But an Ashtanga Yogi's Dhyana will give entrance into Rupa after a long, long time. Then Puja Adiyatnam. We have to elaborately worship the deities and so many ingredients. It's not very practical. Of course, we have to do some deity worship, but the kind of deity worship which is recommended in elaborate scriptures is like very intense. We can't. But although one may not be able to follow this dharma, dhyana, puja and all that, but just by chanting the holy names of the Lord, one can enter Krishna's dham. So, Nam will give entrance into dham also. Kathamapi sakridatam muktidam praninam yat. Kathamapi sakridatam. Even if you chant the name of the Lord even once, still we'll get liberation. Then Paramam Amrutamekam Jivanam Bhushanam Me. Paramam Amrutam. This holy name of Krishna is supreme. Amrutam, it's nectarian. Jivanam, it's my life. Bhushanam, it's my ornament. The holy name of Krishna is the ornament of the tongue. The holy name of Krishna is the ornament of the ear. That's our real nectar. So let's absorb in the nectar. So we talked a little bit about Krishna's name. We need to talk a little bit about Radha's name also. Because in Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we chant Hare 8 times. Radharani is there. Krishna and Rama are Krishna's names. And Hare is Radharani's name. So both are equal. These are Radha Shyam Sundar. I just saw that Darshan, beautiful Radha Shyam Sundar. Radha Nama Sudhara Samrasayitum Jihvastu Me Vihvala.
Radha Nama Sudhara Samrasayitum Jihvastu Me Vihvala.
Padau Tatpada Kankita Sucharatam Vrindatavi Vidhishu.
Padau Tatpada Kankita Sucharatam Vrindatavi Vidhishu.
Tat Karmaiva Karah Karotu Hridayam Tasya Padam Dhyayatat.
Tat Karmaiva Karah Hridayam Tasya Padam Dhyayatat.
Bhavotsavatāh param bhavatu me tat prananathe ratihi. Radha nama sudhara samrasayitum. Here the devotee is saying, Prabodhananda Saraswati. You can take this away. Not to record. There is one recording here, na? Radha nama sudhara samrasayitum. Let my tongue taste the nectar of the name of Srimati Radharani. Radha Nama Sudhara Samrasayitam Jihvastu Me Vihvala. Let my tongue become restless in its eagerness to chant the name of Radha. Radha Nama Sudharasam. Sudharasam means the nectar of Radharani's name. Let me relish it. Padau tat padakankitasu charatam vrindatavi vidhishu. Padau. Let my feet traverse the path that Srimati Radharani has walked on in Vrindatavi Vidhishu, in the beautiful pathways of Vrindavan. Then, tat karmaiva karotu, tat karmaiva karah karotu hridayam tasya padam dhyayatat. Let my hands always render service to her. Tasyaha padam dhyayatat. Let me always meditate on her lotus feet and let my hands be engaged in rendering service to her. Tad bhavotsavataha param bhavatu me. Let my aspiration be her celebration in glorifying Krishna. Tad bhavotsavataha. Bhava means emotions. Srimati Radharani has intense emotions and feelings and love for Krishna. That is like an utsava, great celebration. Tad bhavotsavataha param bhavatu me. Let that be my aspiration. Whatever little devotion that we have towards Krishna is just a small fragmental part of Srimati Radharani's devotion for Krishna. Tasyaha, tat prananathe ratihi. Who is prananatha of Srimati Radharani? Krishna. Tat prananathe ratihi. May I have rati, or attraction towards the all attractive Krishna, who is the master of Srimati Radharani. That is the greatness of Radharani's name. So let's have a combination of Radha and Krishna now. One shloka about Krishna, one shloka about Radha, one shloka about both. Radheti nama navasundara sidhu mugdham.
Radheti nama navasundara sidhu mugdham.
Krishneti nama madhuradbhuta gadha dugdham.
Krishneti nama madhuradbhuta gadha dugdham.
Sarvakshanam surabhiraga himena ramyam.
Sarvakshanam surabhiraga himena ramyam.
Kritva tadaiva pibame rasanekshu darte.
Kritva tadaiva pibame rasanekshu darte.
Radheti nama navasundara sidhu mugdham. Radheti Nama, the name of Srimati Radharani, is like Navasundara Sidhu Mugdham. It's the most sweetest nectar. Sidhu Mugdham, very attractive, charming nectar is Srimati Radharani's name. Then Krishneti nama madhura adbhuta gadha dugdham. Dugdham means milk. Gadha dugdham means condensed milk. Krishna nama is like madhura adbhuta gadha dugdham. So Krishna's name is such sweetest nectarian condensed milk. You have nectar of Radharani's name, condensed milk, rabdi of Krishna's name. So let's mix both of them. And if sweet rice is cold, that has extra effect. Therefore we have to mix ice also. Let's see this. Sarvakshanam surabhiraga himena ramyam surabhiraga himena. Hima means ice. You add the ice of your enthusiasm to chant Radha Krishna's names. So Radharani's name is nectar, Krishna's name is like rabdi, condensed milk, and you add the ice of your enthusiasm, ice of your attraction, the ice cubes of your eagerness to serve them. Kritva tadaiva pibame rasane kshudarte. Kshudarte, are you thirsty? Are you hungry? You are looking for some pacification of your hunger and thirst. This is the recipe to pacify your hunger and thirst. This hunger or this thirst is not of the belly, not of the throat, heart. So the heart is dry because of interaction with so many material objects in this world. No amount of material pleasures can satisfy the hankerings of a soul. The soul is hankering for the nectar of Krishna Katha, Krishna Nama, Radha Nama. So in comparison to that divine condensed nectar of holy names of Krishna and Radha, none of the material pleasures can give happiness to us. Now, amongst all the scriptures, we see that Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence, isn't it? Akhila Shruti Saramekam Yahasvanubhava Akhila Shruti Saramekam Adhyatma Deepamati Rishatamta Mondham. Akhila Shruti Saramekam, the essence of all scriptures is Srimad Bhagavatam, right? So amongst, and Bhagavatam has 12 cantos. Amongst all the 12 cantos, the 10th canto is considered the essence of Bhagavatam, right? It's the Ashraya Tattva. And in the 10th canto, the 5 chapters that are describing Radha Krishna's or Krishna and Gopis Rasa Leela, Rasa Panchadhyaya, that's the essence, right? There are 5 chapters, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. In these 5 chapters, the middle chapter, 31st chapter, is the essence of Rasa Panchadhyaya. What's there in the 31st chapter? Gopi Gita. Okay, Gopi Gita is there. And Gopi Gita has how many shlokas? 19 shlokas. In that 19 shlokas, the middle shloka, 9th shloka, is considered the most essential shloka of this Gopi Gita also. Isn't it? So, let's focus on the 9th shloka. In that 9th shloka, the gopis are saying, Tava kathamritam tapta jivatam kavibhiriditam kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadattatam Bhumigrinanti Bhurida Jana Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam. Now this shloka can be elaborately described based on the commentaries of Acharyas, and this is considered the essential shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, there are so many wonderful shlokas, but this is unique in its own way. The gopis are saying, in the middle of Rasa Panchadhyaya, in the middle of Gopi Gita, the gopis are speaking this. So it describes the importance of spreading Krishna Katha, and the nectar of Krishna Katha. And it also gives practical advice for sadhaka devotees. We may think Gopi Gita is for gopis. Of course, definitely it's sung by them. But when they speak, when they sing this Gopi Gita, in the middle of their Rasa Leela, which is a epitome of Madhurya Rasa, Parakaya Rasa, how is it relevant for a sadhaka bhakta, struggling sadhaka who is dozing off in his japa? Gopi Gita. Japa, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. So So when we're struggling in our own japa, struggling to get up early in the morning, struggling to read the scriptures, Prabhupada had spent sleepless nights to write Srimad Bhagavatam. We are sleeping in Bhagavatam class. For such a struggling sadhaka, is this relevant? Gopi Gita and all that, yes, this is relevant. So this shloka, beautiful shloka, describes the glories or praises the glories of devotees who are spreading Krishna Katha, nectar of Krishna Katha. Those who are doing nectar distribution, Sankirtan. Let's see. Let me describe the context. Krishna, on the Sharad Purnima night, he played his flute at Vamshivat in Vrindavan forest. And hearing the sweet flute song of Krishna, all the gopis became attracted. They left everything. Pati sutanvayat bhratru bandhavat ativilanghyate achyutagataha kativirastavo udgita mohitaha kitavayo ashitaha kastyajem nishi. All the gopis left their husbands, sons, family members, social customs, Vedic regulations, and even their own womanly shyness, and they ran to Vamsivat to serve Krishna, to see Krishna, to dance with him. But Krishna said, "Oh, you are very innocent ladies, delicate girls. How can you just come in the middle of the night to this forest, dangerous forest? There are so many ferocious animals moving around here. It's dark in the night, and your family members must be searching for you. They may be anxious for you. Please go back." So Krishna said like that. Then the gopi said, "Kitava yoshitaha kaskyaje nishi." You cheater. You are the one who called us and are giving us some teachings of safety, safety in the middle of the night, safety from ferocious animals, safety in the forest, and speaking some kind of karma yoga stuff. Go back. Your family members are waiting for you. You are a kittava, you are a cheater. Kastyajem nishi yoshita. How can you give up woman in the middle of the night like this? So they became very anxious. Then, in their disappointment, they appealed to Krishna. Krishna, we are very much discouraged by your harsh words. Although Krishna said, "Please go back," internally he was thinking, "Stay back." Okay. Go back means stay back in Krishna's words. Right? So, but the gopis took it little seriously and they became very emotional. They just could not contain this. Krishna is asking us to go back. Krishna, please don't speak like this. They said. Then Krishna said, "Okay, fine, no problem. I will. You stay here." Then Krishna initiated the rasa dance. He started dancing. Every single gopi felt that I am the most special woman on the planet. She felt so fortunate for getting an intimate association with Krishna. Whole day Krishna is with the gopas and the cows in the forest. Whole night Krishna is sleeping in Nanda Bhavan. His association is accessible to Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mata, Rohini Mata, Balaram, and some house servants of Nanda Maharaj during the night time. During the daytime, all the Gopa friends of Krishna like Sridhama, Sudama, Stoka Krishna, Madhumangal, and the cows and the calves of Vrindavan, they get his association. So, Sakhya Bhaktas, Dasya Bhaktas, Vatsalya Bhaktas are getting Krishna's association. Shanta Bhaktas are getting Krishna's association. What about Madhurya Bhaktas? What about Gopis? When will they get association? The only moment they get association of Krishna, or not even association, darshan of Krishna is when Krishna is playing his flute and entering the Vrindavan forest, and when he is coming back from Vrindavan forest. That too, while Krishna is playing flute, all these younger gopis come out of their homes and they look at Krishna, hiding their faces, sidelong glances. They cannot even directly see Krishna because many elders are there, social customs are there, Vedic regulations are there. If these girls are just glancing on Krishna, although Krishna was hardly 80-year-old boy, still social customs were there. So they were hesitant. So if they are the topmost devotees of Krishna And Parakiya Rasa, Madhurya Rasa is the topmost rasa with which we can connect with Krishna. Why such topmost devotees had such least association of Krishna, very limited association of Krishna? So now finally they got an opportunity to be with Krishna and dance with him. Every single gopi felt that I am the most fortunate and special gopi. That is not exactly pride, but somewhat resembled pride. They felt little proud. This pride is basically happiness of associating with Krishna. They have been thirsty for this association for long time. Finally they got this opportunity. But Krishna did not like the pride in the hearts of these gopis. Oh, you are thinking you are very special? Let me disappear. Krishna just left. Krishna disappeared from the scene, leaving the gopis in separation, in pain. So the gopis started searching for Krishna everywhere. They asked the trees, the creepers, the deer. I can see some deer here and there. They asked all the forest animals, creepers and trees, and nobody responded. In their transcendental madness of ecstasy, in separation from Krishna, they wandered throughout the forest. They could not find Krishna anywhere. They came back to the bank of Yamuna and they started singing their song of separation called Gopi Geet. In that's the context. So in that Gopi Geet, the gopis were pouring out their pain, their desire. Krishna, come back, please. Don't be so harsh. Don't be so cruel with us. So now Krishna, this shloka, let's go very deep into this shloka. Let's meditate on every single line, every single phrase, and every single word of this shloka in the next few minutes. Ready?
Ready.
Okay. Tava kathamritam. Tava means yours. Let's go line by line. Tava kathamritam means Krishna. Your katha is like amritam. It's nectar. Tattva jivanam. It is the life of those who are suffering. Kavi bhiriditam. Even the great kavis also glorify. Kalmashapaham. It vanquishes all kalmasha contamination. Shravana mangalam. Very auspicious to hear. Srimadatam. Spiritually potent and is propagated everywhere by your devotees. Bhuvi grunanti bhuridajadaha. Means those who are propagating Krishna Katha, the nectar of Krishna Katha, those who are distributing Krishna Katha are very munificent, compassionate souls on this planet. So this is like a quick glance of the meaning. Let's go into every single phrase. First, let's begin with Tava Kathamritam. Tava means yours. The Tava refers to Krishna. Your means Krishna, your. Katha. Katha means narrations of Krishna's topics. It could be Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. So narrations of your topics are like Amritam, nectar. Clear? Now, this Krishna Katha is of two types. Okay. Krishna Katha is of two types. One is Krishna spoke some Katha. Then some Katha is spoken about Krishna. Katha spoken by Krishna, Katha spoken about Krishna. Katha spoken by Krishna is Bhagavad Gita. Katha spoken about Krishna is Bhagavatam. Thus Krishna Katha is two types. So Amrita means, Mriti means Mrityu. Mriti means death. Amrita means deathlessness. Tava Katha Amrita means Krishna. The topics either spoken by you or spoken about you are nectar. They are life-inducing nectar. They make people immortal. Tapta jivanam. So, mrityu means death. In this material world, which is called Martya Loka, there is a repeated cycle of birth and death. For those people who are caught up in this cycle of birth and death, Krishna's Katha, the nectar of Krishna Katha, will cause immortality. Just like in Samudra Manthan, the devatas and the demons churned nectar, amrit, from the milk ocean. And when amrit came, Mohini Murti distributed that amrit to all the devatas. And the devatas became immortal. But it's not real immortality. By drinking nectar, the devatas will not become deathless, by the way, for your information. They become very strong and probably invincible only for one Manvantara period. One Manvantara means 1/14th of one day of Brahma. Only 1/14th of one day of Brahma, these devatas will become strong by drinking nectar. Not more than that. But Krishna Katha is the real Amrit. The real Amrit is Krishna Katha, which is of two types. One, word spoken by Krishna, then word spoken about Krishna. So many devotees are speaking Krishna Katha. Sukadeva Goswami spoke Krishna Katha, Narada Muni spoke Krishna Katha, Brahma spoke Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha is constantly happening in Vrindavan also. So that Krishna Katha, that glorification of Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela is the real nectar. Tava Katha Amritam. So now Sukadeva Goswami, when he spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, what he spoke became nectarian. As the first canto of Bhagavatam says, Sukamukhad amrutadrava samyutam Nigama kalpatar orgalitam phalam Sukamukhad amrutadrava samyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam Muhuraho rasika bhuvi bhavukaha. So, the topics of Krishna are already nectarian. Krishna stole butter, that's a nectarian pastime to witness. But when that pastime of Krishna, butter stealing pastime of Krishna, is explained by a devotee who loves Krishna, the flavor of that pastime increases. Because already the pastime is very sweet, and a devotee is mixing his own personal ecstasy and love and affection with that pastime. So, just like a mango or a ripe mango which is bitten by the beak of a bird, parrot, becomes tastier. Similarly, the nectarian Krishna Katha becomes all the more nectarian when a devotee who loves Krishna narrates it. Right? It's already nectar. When Krishna's love is induced, devotee's love is superimposed or mixed with the nectarian Krishna Katha, it becomes even more nectarian. Sukamukhad amrutadrava samyutam Pibata bhagavatam rasamalayam. Therefore, let us drink this Bhagavatam, which is like rasamalayam, nectar of, it's like an abode of all rasas. Then all the discussions about Krishna are nectarian. Parasparanukathanam pavanam bhagavad yashaha mithoratihi mithaha tushtir nivrittir mitha atmanaha. Paraspara anukathanam. Devotees, when they discuss about Krishna's Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela in their personal conversations like we are doing now. So, Pavanam, that will completely purify us. Why? Because it is Bhagavad Yashaha. Because it is the glory of Lord Krishna. That glorification of Krishna causes purification of heart. Pavanam Bhagavad Yashaha. Then, Srimati Radharani says this in the Brahmara Gita. Can someone read this? Is it visible?
Yes.
If you take another mic and read this little translation, that works it easy.
To hear about the pastimes that Krishna regularly performs is the nectar for the ears. For those who relish such a single drop of that nectar, even once, their dedication to material dualities is ruined. Many such persons have suddenly given up their wretched homes and families, and themselves becoming wretched, traveling here to Vrindavan to wander about like birds, begging for their living.
Many people heard Harikatha, they have given up their wretched homes and all the material opulences, they are wandering in Vrindavan. That's not the ultimate result of actually hearing Krishna Katha, but basically become a lover of Krishna. That's the whole point. So become disinterested in material pleasures. This is not nectar, that is nectar. That realization comes by hearing Krishna Katha. Just like recently we celebrated Narasimha Chaturdasi. In the 7th canto of Bhagavatam, the story of Prahalad and Narasimha is very beautifully explained by Narada Muni. One day, Hiranyakashipu called Prahalad Maharaj and asked him, Prahalad, please speak. Whatever you are learning, whatever you like, you just speak. And you know what Prahalad said? Tat sadhu manye suravarya dehinam sada samudvigna dhiyama sadgrahat hitvatma patam grahamandhakupam vanam gato yadharima ashrayeta. Tat sadhu manye asuravarya dehinam. I consider that as greatest. Oh Asuravarya, oh best of all asuras, king of all demons. What is that? Sada samudvigna dhiyam asadgrahat. For those people who are constantly immersed in all the anxieties of materialistic household life, I consider this as the best solution. What is that? Vanam gato yad harima ashrayeta. Go to Vrindavan and take shelter of Lord Hari. That's the best solution. So, little 5-year-old Prahalad is giving this solution. And when will that inspiration, how will that inspiration to come to Vrindavan and take shelter of Lord Hari appear in the heart of a conditioned soul? By hearing Krishna Katha. Only by sincerely hearing Krishna Katha, we will develop that inclination and enthusiasm to serve Krishna, or be with Krishna, or enter the Dham of Krishna. We all are here today discussing Krishna Katha because we have heard from someone. We are giving value to this discussion, although we have 10 other things to do in life, because we have heard somebody taught us Hari Bhakti, somebody taught us the essence of Gita or Bhagavatam. So we are developing the taste, and the result of that hearing is more hearing. If you hear little bit about Krishna and understand his Nama Rupa Guna level to some degree, you feel like hearing more and more about him. That's the purpose of Krishna Katha. So more hearing. Hearing leads to more hearing. Chanting leads to more chanting. Smaranam leads to more smaranam. So the goal and the means is same. So we discussed little bit about Tava Kathamritam. Tava Kathamritam, two things. Krishna Katha is two types. One, word spoken by Krishna. Second, word spoken about Krishna. So both are like immortal nectar that will help us transcend this cycle of birth and death. If the meaning is clear, Tava Kathamritam.
Yes.
Next is Tapta Jivana. Tapta means one who is experiencing so many tapas. Tapa means miseries. There are three types of miseries in this material world. Adhyatmika, Adibhautika, Adidevika kleshas. There are three types of miseries. Tapta means one who is experiencing all these miseries in this world. Jivanam. Jivanam means life. For those who are struggling with the material miseries, the life-inducing nectar is Krishna Katha. Again, one more thing. Two types of people suffer. Conditioned souls suffer the threefold material miseries. So, conditioned souls suffer all this ignorance, forgetfulness. Because of their false ego, they suffer. Because of their own anarthas like envy, pride, greed, they suffer. Because of others' envy, they suffer. Right? When you are envious of someone else, you lost your peace of mind. That is suffering. When someone else is envious of you, then also you will suffer. So that you are envious or someone else is envious of you, you will suffer. So you are proud. We will suffer. Because of pride, we spoil relationships. When others are proud, they keep troubling us. Again we will suffer. The existence of anarthas in our hearts or others' hearts will only cause suffering. We are intensifying more and more suffering by hosting all these anarthas. This heart, we only have one heart. Anyone has two hearts here? 2, 3, 4, 5 hearts here. We only have one heart. This heart is meant for Krishna to stay. But if you are offering this heart, which is meant for Krishna's residence, to Mr. Lust, Mr. Envy, Mr. Pride, Mr. Greed, Krishna will feel uncomfortable. He'll get up and go away. Do you want that to happen? For Krishna to comfortably sit there, we should not allow other guests. Who are the other guests? Mr. Lust, Mr. Envy, Mr. Pride. So conditioned souls are suffering because of their ignorance, because of their forgetfulness of Krishna, And also because of their false ego and the 6 anarthas and the 6 senses, they are suffering. But there is another category of people who are suffering. Who are they? Very elevated devotees. They also suffer. Who are they now? Gopis are suffering. The gopis of Vrindavan are suffering due to separation from Krishna. So the conditioned souls suffering is characterized by forgetfulness of Krishna. And a pure devotee's suffering is characterized by remembrance of Krishna. We remember Krishna. Krishna, you are not with us. We are remembering all your sweet words and sweet activities. Madhuraya gira valguvakyaya budhavanognaya pushkarekshana. Madhuraya gira, your sweet words. Valguvakyaya, your appealing statements. Budhavanognaya, they completely captivate the hearts of even great intellectuals and philosophers and scholars also. Pushkarekshana, your beautiful face decorated with beautiful eyes. We are missing that darshan. So when a devotee is separated from Krishna, devotee feels intense pain, and in that pain, the devotee constantly remembers Krishna's pastimes and interactions they had with Krishna. We are suffering like that. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam means your katha, the katha spoken by you or katha spoken about you, that is immortal nectar for struggling conditioned souls in this material world, and also very elevated devotees who are in separation from you. Got it? 2 types of tava kathamritam, 2 types of tapta jivanam. So jivanam. So when all the gopis were feeling separation from Krishna, these gopis started narrating Krishna's pastimes to each other. Not only narrations, they are enacting Krishna's pastimes. One gopi becomes Kaliya, another gopi becomes Krishna. That Krishna gopi stands on the head of Kaliya gopi and starts dancing. One gopi becomes Yashoda Mata, another gopi becomes Krishna. That Yashoda gopi starts tying Krishna gopi. They are all enacting all the pastimes of Krishna. One gopi becomes Putana, another gopi becomes Krishna. Like that, in their madness of separation from Krishna, in their intense ecstasy of remembrance of Krishna, they are just enacting so many pastimes, wandering in the forests. And what is pacifying them, what is keeping them alive, although their feelings of separation are so intense? It is Krishna Katha. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam. That's the meaning of tapta jivanam. There's more. Jivanam means life, right? Sanjeevani means that which induces life. Krishna Katha acts as Sanjeevani. Just like Hanumanji brought this Sanjeevani mountain, isn't it? When Lakshman fell down in the battle of Lanka, the experienced monkey warriors told Hanuman, we need Sanjeevani. So Hanumanji immediately went to Himalaya mountain region to search for Sanjeevani, but he could not find. He got the whole mountain only. Right? So he got the big mountain, and that induced life in all the fallen, unconscious, dead monkey warriors, Vanara warriors, right? So Dhruva Maharaj, after he performed his 6 months of tapasya, and after he got the darshan of Lord Krishna, he offered this prayer. He said, Yontaha pravishya bhamavacha mimam prasuptam sanjeevayatyakila shakti dharaha swadhamnam anyamscha hasta charana sravanatvagadin pranannamo bhagavate purushaya tubhyam. Oh Krishna, thank you very much for giving me your darshan. I could not even offer prayers to you, although I wanted to offer prayers. But you, out of your great kindness, you touched your white conch shell to my forehead, and you have given me entire Vedic knowledge just by the touch, divine touch. Now I am able to offer you prayers. Till now my senses were sleeping. Yo antaha pravishya, you have entered me. Mama vacha mimam prasupta, my power of speech has been sleeping till now, and you have awakened that power of speech. Now I am able to glorify you. Sanjivayati means inducing life. Dhruva Maharaj also said the same thing. So the gopis are saying that, oh Krishna, Krishna Katha is like Sanjeevani. Jeevanam, Tapta Jeevanam means it induces life in people who are suffering. Dhruva Maharaj was suffering with this thought that I want to serve Krishna. I want to offer prayers to Krishna, but I am unable to because I don't have experience. He was a 5-year-old boy. He has no poetic abilities. There is no mention that he has been going to school till then. Before going to school, he went to forest. Before learning ABCD, he was learning Om Namo Bhagavati Vasudevaya. And he got the darshan of the Lord. Self-realization before any attempt for self-preservation in this world. That is Dhruva Maharaj's glory. So Dhruva Maharaj was saying that, O Lord, Sanjeevayati Akhila Shakti Dharaswadhamnam, you have enlivened all my senses so that I can connect them with you. So Sanjeevayati means to induce life, and the real Sanjeevani is not necessarily the, what is that? Herb. The real Sanjeevani is Krishna Katha. Tapta Jeevanam. That gives us life. The real Sanjeevani is Krishna's holy names. Kalyananam Nidhanam Kalimalamathanam Pavanam Pavananam Patheyam Yan Mumuksho Sapadi Parapada Praptaye Prochyamanam Vishramasthanamakam Kavivaravachasam Jeevanam Sajjananam Bijam Dharmadhruvasya Prabhavatu Bhavato Bhautaye Krishna Nama. Krishna Nama is the real Sanjeevani. Very beautiful sloka. Kalyananam Nidhanam means the holy name of Krishna is the abode of all auspiciousness. Kalimala Mathanam Pavanam Pavananam. Kalimala Mathanam, it can completely destroy the contamination of Kali. That is going to come now. Kalmashapaham. Kalimala Mathanam. So this one shloka reconfirms several other shlokas in various scriptures. Kalimala Mathanam Pavanam Pavananam. Of all purifying things, holy name of Krishna is the most purifying thing. Next. Kalimalamathanam pavanam pavananam patheyam yan bumukshoho. Yan bumukshoho, those are seeking liberation. Patheyam, they are like travelers. Travelers go from one place to another place, right? All the liberation seekers, they go from the material world to the spiritual world. What is the path for them? Chanting the holy names of Krishna. Patheyam yan mumuksho sapadi parapada praptaye prochyamana. When a traveler goes from one place to another place in the olden days, they need to carry some lunch, right? Some prasadam must be there. You're going from one place to another place, you will be hungry, just carry some food, right? So these travelers who are traveling from the material world to spiritual world are carrying some food. What is that food? Holy name, right? So when you are going on a long journey to the spiritual world, on the way when you become hungry, what will you eat? Holy name. Holy name is your food, lunch box, just like mother's pack, prasadam, but then kids. Similarly, the Supreme Mother, Srimati Radharani, offers us this opportunity to chant the holy names of Krishna. Then, Vishramasthanamekam Kavivaravachasam Jeevanam Sajjananam. Vishramasthanamekam. When they are traveling, in those days there were no flights or buses or cars. They used to walk. They become little tired while walking. They take some rest in a garden. That garden is holy name. Vishramasthanamekam. So, when we are traveling to the spiritual world, the food that we carry is the holy name. The place to rest is also holy name. Jeevanam Sajjananam. For all Sajjanas, for all great people, this is Jeevanam. Tapta Jeevanam. Holy name is the Jeevanam. The gopis are chanting the holy names of Krishna. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, please come back, please come back. So many times they piteously cry chanting the holy names of Krishna, calling Krishna back. I can share at least 3 main instances. One is this song of separation, Gopi Gita, where they are piteously pleading Krishna, please come back. Second is when Akrura came to Vrindavan and he was taking Krishna and Balaram away from Vrindavan to Mathura. At that time all the gopis were chanting Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. They were chanting like this. They were pleading Krishna, please come back. Another third instance is when Uddhava came to Vrindavan with a love letter from Krishna. He read that letter. Then all the gopis became overwhelmed with intense emotions and they turned towards the direction of Mathura and calling Krishna, Govinda, Damodara, Madhava, come back, come back. So this is how the gopis are piteously crying several times. Next, Jivanam Sajjananam. Clear? Tava Kathamritam clear? Tapta Jivanam clear? Then next is, there are many such points. Tapatrayon Mulanam, Bhagavatam, Krishna. Bhagavatam is Krishna Katha. And Bhagavatam is glorified as Tapatrayon Mulanam. Means Bhagavatam will destroy all the threefold material miseries. Then third point. Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapam. Kavibhiriditam means Krishna Katha is sung by so many great kavis, ancient poets, contemporary poets also. Two types of poets, two types of kavis. One is ancient poets like Vyasadeva, Naradamuni, and Sukadeva Goswami. And modern contemporary saints are like Prabhupada, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur in the recent past. So age-old sages and recent sages or contemporary saints, even currently also. If you are describing Krishna Katha, you are a poet. You also come into that category. Kavi bhiriditam. You may not be Kavi, but even if you repeat the Kavitva of previous Kavis, you can be called someone who is spreading the glories of Krishna. So contemporary poets and ancient poets, both Kavis glorify Krishna Katha. Kavi bhiriditam. Prabhupada writes, what is the difference between a contemporary Kavi and old ancient Kavi? Ancient Kavi presented Krishna Katha, Tava Kathamritam, according to those times, places and circumstances. Of course, the content is relevant now also. The essential message is relevant now also, but the presentation style is more suitable to those audiences. Like most of the commentaries were written in Sanskrit. Who will read Sanskrit commentaries now? Only few people are there who are trained in Sanskrit language can understand. I cannot understand. So many of us, I don't know how many of you are Sanskrit scholars here, many of us cannot understand Sanskrit commentaries. So contemporary poets or devotees, they need to translate these Sanskrit commentaries into a language that we can understand. For that, they require personal realization. What is personal realization? To understand the essence of the teachings of Acharyas, all the Kathamritam, Krishna Katha, two types of Krishna Katha. Katha spoken about Krishna, Katha spoken by Krishna. You understand it nicely, assimilate it, internalize it, absorb it, realize it, and represent it for the understanding of the contemporary audience. That's what a contemporary poet does. That's what Prabhupada has done in the recent past. Please read this. What is personal realization? Someone can read this. You can give to others also.
In this regard, Srila Prabhupada writes, personal realization does not mean that one should, out of vanity, attempt to show one's own learning by trying to surpass the previous Acharya. One must have full confidence in the previous Acharya, and at the same time one must realize the subject matter so nicely that he can present the matter for the particular circumstances in a suitable manner. The original purpose of the text must be maintained. No obscure meaning should be screwed out of it, yet it should be presented in an interesting manner for the understanding of the audiences. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.4.1 purport.
So personal realization means you understand the subject matter nicely and present it in an interesting way for the modern audiences. Retain the original message. In the name of innovation, we cannot get into deviation. Right? So innovation should not get into deviation. So just preserve the original message given by the previous Acharya, but present it according to particular circumstances in a suitable manner for the understanding of the audience and to interest them. That's what a contemporary poet does. Therefore, we need constantly contemporary poets. It's not that once book is written, we don't have to write it anymore. We need to present this Krishna Katha repeatedly because audience are changing. Their moods are changing, their needs are changing, their deeds are changing. Their ability to understand is changing. Therefore, we need to present this message repeatedly in a package, just repackage it in such a way that the audience it's suitable for the audience. Now, kids are there. They need a different style of presentation. Same Bhagavatam, you have to present it in a different style for kids with some stories. Adults, fine. Now I am quoting so many Sanskrit shlokas because devotees are sitting here. When we go to different forums, other forums where not many devotees are there, then we may not quote so many shlokas, direct shlokas. We may speak in simple English. So like that we need to present the content in a way that is relatable, understandable, digestible to the modern audience. Therefore we need two kavis. Next, fourth point, kalma shapaham. First is clear? Tava kathamritam. Two types of katha. What are they? Okay, Krishna spoken, katha spoken by Krishna, katha spoken about Krishna. Then tapta jivanam. We discussed two perspectives.
Suffering
of two types of people. Who are they?
conditioned souls
And devotees. And pure devotees. Okay. Then kavi bhirididam. Two types of kavis. Ancient poets and contemporary poets. Very good. Then fourth, kalmasha baham. Again, two types of kalmasha. Right? Two types of kalmasha are there. What are they? One, internal kalmasha called hridaya kalmasha. What is there in hridaya? Anarthas, envy, pride, lust, greed. These are the hridaya kalmasha. So Krishna Katha can destroy this hridaya kalmasha. Krishna Katha can destroy hridaya kalmasha. You want a proof? You can go to second canto Bhagavatam. Pravishtah karna randhrena svanam bhavasaroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yathasharat. When Krishna Katha enters the ear holes of a sincere devotee, Krishna personally enters through the sound vibration of that Krishna Katha, Srimad Bhagavatam, and through the ear holes, he enters the heart. Ear holes are like door. Heart is like home, inside of the home. So through ear holes, Krishna enters into the heart and he will remove all the anarthas. Kalmashavaham. Dhunoti shamalam Krishna, he will wash away all the heart from all the contamination. For your heart to be cleared of all contamination, you need to hear Krishna Katha regularly. That is called hridaya kalmasha. Then second is external kalmasha. This is internal kalmasha, hridaya kalmasha, the internal contamination of anarthas. External contamination is the contamination of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is filled with so many faults. Kaler dosha nidhe rajan asti eko mahan gunaha kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangaha param vrajet. Kali is filled with faults. To wash away all the faults of Kali, we may not be able to completely destroy the Kali effects, but we can safeguard ourselves. We cannot stop rain, but you can take an umbrella. Similarly, we may not be able to stop Kali Yuga force, but we can definitely take shelter of Krishna Katha and protect ourselves. But Krishna Katha has the ability to destroy the entire contamination of Kali Yuga if only everybody in Kali Yuga takes shelter of Krishna Katha. It's not that it works only for few people. 50-60 years back, hardly any Krishna Katha is happening in these countries, right? Prabhupada brought it here. So Prabhupada brought Krishna Katha here and Krishna Katha is happening here. And maybe few other saints also must have tried before. So the place where Krishna Katha is not happening, a devotee can transform that place into a holy place by his presence and by doing Krishna Katha there. So, Krishna Katha has the ability to destroy the entire contamination of Kali Yuga and transform Kali Yuga into Krita Yuga, or even the spiritual world, Goloka or Vaikuntha, to the degree the human society takes a shelter of Krishna Katha. There should be eagerness. It works, but we need to access that potency by our eagerness. Otherwise, we can be thoroughly spaced out while sitting amidst a vibrant spiritual community. Or we can be thoroughly Krishna conscious by sitting amidst a materialistic society. What does it mean? Association has its own impact. We are not denying that fact. But apart from association, individual commitment is also needed. When we are not individually committed to the process, although we have access to vibrant association, although we have access to glorious books written by acharyas, we won't be able to take benefit of it. So we need to have that eagerness and enthusiasm to hear Krishna Katha and spread Krishna Katha. And then Krishna Katha can completely remove all the kalmashas, internally and externally, anarthas and aparadhas. All the internal and external contaminations are completely eradicated by Kali Yuga. Pravishtah karnarandhrena svanam bhava saruraham. We just saw it. Then, let's recite this shloka also. Evam nishamya bhrugunandana sadhuvadam
Evam nisamya bhrigunandana sadhuvadam
Vaiyasaki sa bhagavan atha vishnu ratam
Vaiyasaki sa bhagavan atha vishnu ratam
Pratyarcha Krishna charitam kalikalmashaghanam
Pratyarcha Krishna charitam kalikalmashaghanam
Yahartum arabhata bhagavata pradhanaham. On an individual level, Krishna Katha destroys the contamination of anarthas and aparadhas in our heart. On a global level, on a much higher level, higher scale, Kali Kalmashaghanam, Krishna Katha can completely destroy the Kalmasha of Kali. So what is that Krishna Katha? Sadhuvadam Vaiyasaki. Vaiyasaki means son of Vyasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami. Then Vishnu Rata. Where is Vishnu Rata there? Vishnu Rata is Parikshit Maharaj, one who is protected by Lord Vishnu when he was in the womb of his mother. So the conversation that happened between Vaiyasaki and Vishnu Rata, the conversation that happened between Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj, that conversation is Srimad Bhagavatam that can destroy Kali Kalmashaghanam, that can destroy all the Kalmasha of Kali Yuga. Entire Kali Yuga can be transformed into Satyuga, entire earth planet can be transformed into Vaikuntha or Goloka if everybody sincerely takes shelter of Krishna Katha. And who will make it happen? That's the next half of the shloka. We discussed only half the shloka till now. We have not discussed the remaining half. So Krishna Katha and Krishna Kirtan completely destroys all Kali Kalmasha. Kalir dosha nidhe rajan asti eko mahan gunaha kirtana eva krishnasya mukta sangha param raje. It's a dosha nidhi, but all that is gone. All the doshas are gone by taking shelter of Krishna Katha. So, 4 points. Tava Kathamritam, 2 perspectives of Tava Kathamritam. Tapta Jivanam, 2 types of people who are suffering. Kavi Bhiri Editam, 2 types of Kavis. Kalmashabaham, 2 types of Kalmashas. Okay, clear. Now, Sravana Mangalam, very auspicious to hear. Sravana means to hear. Mangala means auspiciousness. By hearing Krishna Katha, greatest auspiciousness is caused. In Bhagavatam is written for that purpose. Yasyam vaisruyavanayam Krishne paramapurushe bhakti rutpadyate pumsah shokam moha bhayapaha. By hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we will develop love for Krishna and our shoka, lamentation, moha, illusion, bhaya, fear, all 3 are eradicated. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says that Krishna Katha, by hearing Krishna Katha, auspiciousness is created in 2 ways. So how does Krishna Katha creates auspiciousness? 2 things. 1, by making the ultimate goal of life, Krishna Prema, attractive. 2. By making the ultimate goal of life, Krishna Prema, attainable. 2 keywords, attractive and attainable. You may find something very attractive, but you don't have the means to attain it. So, Krishna Katha makes it very attractive. Sometimes you don't even have attraction only, forget attainment. You don't have an attraction also. It's like somebody serving you idli, South Indian idli. You have no taste for it. You don't like it at all. ये क्या है? It's impersonal. Paratha, at least there's some spice into it. Idli, there is no spice. Right? It's like some impersonal. Without chutney, can you eat idli? Anyone here? Without sambar, can you eat idli? So some people feel that idli, oh my God, it's too much. And without anything, you can eat paratha. No problem. Oh, all that curd that you put, chutney, that what achar you put, is like extra stuff. But without all that also you can taste paratha. Some people have this conception. I am saying it because I am coming from South India. So I can comment on idli. Today I ate idli twice. For breakfast and lunch. Anyways, so some people, like, although you are seeing a food item, you don't have attraction for it. Because, like, for some reason you can't understand its health benefits, or you don't have the taste buds to really relish it. Somebody will say, idli is steamed. You can digest it faster. Paratha will take more time to digest. You understand this? You make paneer paratha, what is that? Gobi paratha, aloo paratha, that will take more time to digest. On top of it, you put butter on it. It will take even more time to digest. But idli is steamed food, it can easily digest it. Some people will, oh, is it really like that? So the more you hear about the glories, the more you get attracted. Right? Similarly, the more you hear Krishna Katha, the more Krishna Prema becomes attractive. What is the goal of life?
Krishna Prema.
Krishna Prema, Prema Pumartho Mahan. Mahaprabhu said, there's a beautiful shloka. The shloka says that Aradhya Bhagavan Radhistanya, Prema Pumartho Mahan. There's another shloka. Prema namadbhutartha Shravana pathagataha tasya namna mahinna. Prema nama adbhuta artha. Prema is the adbhuta artha, wonderful goal of life. Prema nama adbhuta artha Shravana pathagataha kasya namna mahinna. Ko vetta kasya vrinda Vana vipina maha madhurishu pravesham. Ko va janati radham Paramarasa chamatkara madhurya simam. Ekas chaitanya chandraha Parama karunaya sarvama vishchakara. So Mahaprabhu had said, Prema, Krishna Prema is the ultimate goal of life. When will this goal of life, Krishna Prema, become attractive to you? When you hear Krishna Katha. When will idli become attractive to you? Somebody has to speak about it, right? When you hear, it will become attractive to you. Somebody will say, this university is best. You should do your master's degree there. When will that proposal become attractive to you? Somebody has to speak about that university. Otherwise you may think it's another building. When will this laptop, Apple, become attractive to you? Somebody has to speak glories of Apple. Right? You will not catch viruses. This is very easy to deal with. There is like retina display. You can see it nicely. Something they will say. When will it become unattractive to you? They will say it's very expensive. It's like that. It's like it's like dependence on the same ecosystem. So, and it will become unattractive to you. When you hear the glories of something, then it will become attractive to you. If you hear something against that object, then you will feel that you will get repulsive. So you will just go away from it. So we need to hear to get attracted to this goal of Krishna Prema. So Krishna Katha will make the goal attractive. Why people are not attracted to bhakti? Because we are not sufficiently describing the glories of bhakti. We are not sufficiently spreading the holy names of Krishna. We are not sufficiently spreading Krishna Katha. Because Krishna Katha is not being spread sufficiently, the holy name, the Krishna Prema goal is not being attractive. How many people on this planet know that Krishna Prema is the goal of their life? Hardly anyone. They think that goal of life is to get a new home, get a best car, get good gadgets and good status in the society, good position in the company. That's what the goal of many people in this world. And some people are little religious, little inclined because of some Hindu background or whatever. They think heaven is the goal of life. We should avoid hell, we should enter heaven. That is their goal. And some people like yogis, for them Ashtasiddhis are the goal of life. For karmis, high grade material enjoyment is their goal. For jnanis, liberation is their goal. So different people have different goals of life. But real goal is Krishna Prema. Panchama Purushartha, Dharmartha, Kama are also not goals. 4 Purusharthas are not the real goals. There is Panchama Purushartha, which is Krishna Prema, that is the highest goal. So when will this highest goal, Krishna Prema, become attractive to people? When will people even consider pursuing that goal? When there is sufficient hearing of Krishna Katha. So it's most auspicious. How Krishna Katha is auspicious, how Tava Kathamritam is auspicious, why it is called Sravana Mangalam? Because it makes the goal of Krishna Prema attractive. Okay, goal is attractive. Somebody said, okay, apple is attractive, but they don't have budget to take it. Okay, means it's attractive but not attainable. Somebody said this university is attractive, but they don't have scores to enter the university. So their scores are not sufficient. They say, hey, we take only toppers, we don't take all of you people. Oh my God. Let me try to attempt once again. I'll write this competitive exam once again. So that my aim is to enter IIT. My aim is to enter IIM. For that I need to have proper score in this competitive exam. So although a goal is attractive, it's not attainable sometimes. With all your efforts. Sometimes people attempt twice, thrice, 4 times like that. Years are passing. Age is growing, but they are not attaining the goal that they want, to enter an educational institution. Okay. But hearing Krishna Katha will make the ultimate goal of Krishna Prema attainable also, not only attractive. That's how it is Sravana Mangalam. You got 2 perspectives of Sravana Mangalam? Chakravarti says this. Next. So, material goals are different from spiritual aspirations. On the material plane, different people have different goals, but spiritual goal is Krishna Prem. And why people lack that attraction towards spiritual goal? Only because they don't hear Krishna Katha sufficiently. Then, there are so many things. I won't be able to cover all this. For that goal to be attainable, you need to have 2 things. Anukulyasya sankalpam pratikulyasya varjanam. Whatever is favorable to the attainment of goal, adopt it. Whatever is unfavorable for the attainment of the goal, avoid it. Avoid unfavorable things, adopt favorable things. Then goal becomes easy. So when can you avoid and adopt in this way? By hearing Krishna Katha. The more you hear, the regularly you hear Krishna Katha, consistently you hear Krishna Katha, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya if you do, then we will be able to stay away from all temptations and allurements of this world and stay close to the ultimate goal, Krishna Prema. Next, 6th point. Tava Kathamritam, clear? 2 meanings of Tava Kathamritam. At the end there is a quiz. Tava Kathamritam, Tapta Jivanam, Kavibhiriditam, Kalmashapaham, Sravana Mangalam. We discussed 5 things now. And 6th is Srimad Atatam. Srimad Atatam. Atata means propagation. Srimad means glory, potency. So Krishna Katha, Tava Kathamritam. Krishna Katha is spiritually potent and it has to be propagated. Who will propagate? Great souls like Prabhupada, they will propagate. So Srimad means filled with spiritual power. Atata means to broadcast all over the world, reaching to all individuals in all corners of the world. Today we are sitting in this corner, New Jersey, New York, this area, and discussing Krishna Katha. How? Why? Prabhupada has taken it. Srimad Atatam. So, who will do that work? Bhuvi grinanti ye bhurida jada. Bhuvi means in this material world. Grananti means to chant and to spread Kathamritam, Krishna Katha. Those who are chanting and spreading the glories of Krishna Katha, they are Bhurida Jana. They are the most munificent persons in this world. They are the most benevolent benefactors of human society. So Prabhupada and many other great acharyas are like this. So they are the greatest well-wishers. Who is the greatest well-wisher? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu defined who is the greatest well-wisher. When Mahaprabhu took sannyas, his mother Sachi Mata, she said that Mahaprabhu should stay in Jagannath Puri. So Mahaprabhu, accompanied by Nityananda, Jagadananda, Damodara, Mukunda, went to Jagannath Puri. One day, after settling down at Jagannath Puri, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called his associates, Nityananda, Jagadananda, Damodara, Mukunda, and said, "My dear friends, you are my real friends. You are my best well-wishers. You know why? You brought me all the way to Jagannath Puri and showed me Jagannath Ji. Whoever brings us in contact with Krishna, whoever brings us closer to Krishna is our dearest friend. He is the most exalted benefactor to the entire human society. We may have so many friends and family members, but one who brings us closer to Krishna, one who inspires us to hear about Krishna, to chant his names, they are the best people. They are the best well-wishers of the entire human society. So value them first. Our primary gratitude is meant to those people who bring us closer to the Supreme Lord, more than those people who may help us materially. Of course, we have to be grateful to everybody who helps us, even in a small way or big way, but we need to be grateful to the highest possible extent to those who bring us closer to Krishna, and amongst all of them, Guru is the foremost. So, common perception is those who fulfill my material desires or mental desires, those who give me physical support and emotional support, they are my greatest well-wishers. Yes, you can definitely be grateful to them. But the ultimate well-wisher is one who liberates the spirit soul from the material entanglement. And who is that person who causes liberation from this material entanglement? One who is broadcasting the glories of Krishna all over the world. One who is taking this Kathamritam of Krishna all over the world. Bhuvi grinantiye bhurida janaha. Our gratitude is towards that bhurida janaha. Okay, there are many more points, but we'll conclude here. Any questions or comments? Okay, my questions. Tava Kathamritam. What is Tava Kathamritam? Two types of Krishna Katha. Krishna Katha spoken by Krishna, spoken about Krishna. Maybe one can raise hand and then speak. Then Tava Kathamritam. Tapta Jivanam. Anyone? Anybody? Any one person can raise. Yes, Mataji.
Two sufferings. One is conditioned soul, ignorance and false ignorance.
Two types of people suffer in this world. They are the conditioned soul who suffer due to ignorance, and liberated souls are exalted devotees who suffer due to separation from Krishna. And Krishna Katha can destroy both of their sufferings. Is Jivanam for both of them. Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam. Kavi Bhiriditam. Yes.
Old Vedic poets like Vyasadeva Narada Muni and contemporary poets like Bhaktisarana Thakur and Srila Prabhupada.
Yes. So Krishna Katha is spoken by or spread by great poets, ancient poets and contemporary poets according to the time, place and circumstances. Next. Kalmashapaham. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
Two types of kalmashas. One is internal kalmasha, that is lust, greed, all those things, and external kalmasha is offending devotees or the other faults which we are seeing in the age of Kali.
Yes. Kali Kalmashaghanam and Pravishtah karnarandhrena svanam bhavasaroruham dhunoti shamalam Krishna. Both types of kalmashas, malina is destroyed by Krishna Katha. Then Sravana Mangalam. Yes.
Most auspicious.
Most auspicious. How is it auspicious?
It's a
Krishna Katha creates auspiciousness in two ways.
Attainable and attractive.
It makes Krishna Prema, the goal of life, attainable and attractive. First attractive, then attainable. Okay. Then Bhuvigrun Sravana Mangalam Srimadatakam. It's broadcast all over the world. They look simple. That's like one sentence only. Bhuvigrunantaye bhurida janaha. Those are actually spreading. They are real bhuridas. Actually, here also we can have multiple categories. Those who are actually spreading Krishna Katha, those who are assisting those who are spreading Krishna Katha. Both are bhuridas. Some people may not be actually speaking Krishna Katha, but they are facilitating the spreading of Krishna Katha in various ways. They may be managers running the show. They may be simple pujaris in the temple. Right? They are also preachers. They are preaching by their personal example. So spreading the glories of Krishna is not done only by words. It can be done by actions also. It can be done by thoughts also. It can be done by becoming angry also. For example, somebody becomes angry at materialistic people or demoniac people to protect the interests of devotees. That is service to Krishna. I'll share one final story. How much time do we have? Did we cross time? 9 o'clock. Oh my God.
We have one more hour.
One more hour. I don't have. I have early morning flight also. And we have 1 hour travel also from here. Okay, let me just share the story because I have come up to this point. Once there was a big meeting amongst all the sages. They were thinking, who amongst these three deities, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, is the supreme? You know the story. They all selected Bhrigu and sent him. You go to Kailasha, Brahma Loka and Vishnu Loka to just test these three deities, Vishnu, Brahma and Shiva, and just declare the results. Who is the best? Elections. Declare the results. There is no election, there is selection here. So he has to go and select who amongst the three. He went to Brahma Loka. He did not offer obeisance to Brahma. Brahma became agitated. So he eliminated. Bhrigu eliminated Brahma from the competition. Okay. Not selected. Then second, he went to Shiva Loka. He blasphemed Shiva. Shiva took his Trishul. He became angry. Then he is also eliminated. Then he went to Vaikuntha and kicked Vishnu on his chest. And Vishnu did not get agitated at all. He fell at the feet of Bhrigu and said, I'm sorry, my heart is so hard, your feet are so tender, soft, I have offended you, I did not notice, I'm sorry. So then he is declared as the winner. Okay, he won the competition. Now coming back to Brahma and Shiva, especially Shiva. Shiva became angry. You know why? When Daksha was blaspheming Shiva, Shiva did not become angry. Shiva had greatest tolerance. Such a tolerant Shiva, patient Shiva, humble Shiva. How could he become so agitated by the words of his own brother Bhrigu? On top of it, Shiva exactly knew the intention of Bhrigu also. Bhrigu never meant to insult Shiva, blaspheme Shiva. Actually, Daksha had poisonous mentality. He was extremely envious of Lord Shiva. He deliberately tried to defame Lord Shiva, insult Lord Shiva and express his envy on Shiva. Shiva tolerated that also. Intentional envy. Grudge, long-rooted, deep-rooted grudge and envy of Daksha. He tolerated that. And in this context, Shiva exactly knew the purpose of Bhrigu. Bhrigu wanted to test Shiva by blaspheming him. Let's see whether he is patient or not. Prabhu says in the purport that a person's greatness has to be estimated by his ability to tolerate agitating situations. So will Shiva tolerate these agitating words or not? just to test that Bhrigu spoke, and Shiva knows exactly the purpose of Bhrigu. Still he became angry. You know why? He thought that Bhrigu is coming to test Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, me and Brahma and Shiva, to decide who is the best amongst all three. Obviously Vishnu has to be selected. Vishnu is the best. I don't know why am I still there in the nominations in the first place. I should not even be an option also. You see A, B, C, D in MCQ. So all the related options are there in A, B, C, D. Things that are like somewhat connected to the question are there, not totally disconnected from the question. But Shiva felt that I should not be in this competition at all. I should not be even considered as an option at all. I should be by default eliminated from this competition. So let me become angry. Let Bhrigu just completely eliminate me. Otherwise you test all the three people and then you break your head. Whom should give? Whom should give? So Shiva thought, let me make it very obvious. Let me make it extremely obvious that I am not qualified to be even considered as the Supreme Lord. Vishnu is the Supreme Lord. So by being angry, Shiva glorified the Lord. Lord Vishnu. You see. Not that he did not have the ability to tolerate. And somebody may do some jhadu puja, brooming and mopping of a temple. They may not be giving class, but that brooming and mopping does so much preaching. And who is brooming and mopping? Who is so well qualified person by doing this menial service? That means the person whom he is serving must be really glorious. That is glorification of Krishna. You see? So by your actions, by your words, by your thoughts, you can glorify Krishna. By becoming angry, you can glorify Krishna. By cutting sabji for Krishna, you can glorify Krishna. So glorification of Krishna can be done in multiple ways. It's not just a verbal thing. It's not just a verbal activity. Okay, thank you very much. Krathara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Viva!